Hello everyone. Today we will talk about 2024 Harvard International Review Writing Contest. And this first video of this series is going to be understanding the contest. If you're interested in this contest, please subscribe to my channel because in the future weeks I will post more videos about how do you choose and refine your topic and how do you structure your article, how do you polish it after you finish the first drop, and how do you do citation. So this is something going to be interesting for those who want to participate. All right, now let's dive into this little lecture about this contest. First of all, we need to know about the journal. Before you jump into preparing this contest, it's important to understand who is this organizer of the contest, which is the magazine, this journal. This is a quarterly magazine offering insight on international affairs from the perspective of scholars, leaders, and policymakers, and their focus is global issues, or you can say international relations, and their emphasis on fostering intellectual discussions and innovative problem solving. Okay, now I'm done reading this slide. What I want to point out, the focus here is you have to make sure your article is on a global issue, not on a US issue, not on China issue, not on a specific regional issue. It has to be global. And what does this even mean? I will explain to you later in another slide. And the second little important thing to notice here, the Harvard International Review, they really like to see innovative problem solving. That means your article, you need to submit something that's new. You need to provide something that is critical and thought-provoking, not just a traditional way of solving problems. Let me give you an example here. Like I had students before who want to talk about the war between Russia and Ukraine, and one of the solution he wanted to put is we should build more channels to create opportunity for negotiation, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, this is not an innovative problem solving. And this is not what a Harvard International Review will publish. I know you probably are thinking, oh, we're just participating in a writing contest. We're not even submitting a real article going to be published in the journal itself. However, if you read the rubric of this contest, just like I did, you would understand that even though as high school students, you do not need to submit something as high level as a real academic article which will be published on a Harvard International Review, you still need to be close to that standard. Therefore, you need to make sure your content are close to what they are looking for. And now let's move on to the second part, goals of HIR contest. There are basically two goals. One is to promote global awareness and encourage critical analysis. Again, this keyword showed up here again, critical analysis, because the previous page I told you they want you to show them innovative problem solving, and now their goal is to encourage you to do analysis critically. You see, this is some information they really want us to know. And the second goal of this contest is to support students in developing persuasive evidence-based arguments. Okay, the second focus of this slide is very clear, evidence-based arguments. You actually need to quote a lot of evidence. Anything that is related to facts, you need to provide evidence. So that is important. That means you need to do a lot of research before you can finish your draft. And I will cover how to do research in my future videos in this series too. The way to do research for this contest is actually a little bit different than the way you do research for John Locke essay competition, which I did posted a video 2 years ago on how to do research for John Locke essay competition. But this one is a little different just because the content of your research is going to be different. For HIR, a lot of your research is going to be about facts, while for John Locke essay competition, a lot of your research is more about reading a massive amount of academic articles, and you need to sort out different opinion that is already published in the academic world. I'm not going to dive into too deeply about that right now, but basically you need to know two things from this slide right now is you need to make critical analysis and you need to provide a lot of evidence. Now let's talk about the rules. The grades 9 to 12 students will be eligible to participate, and it's worldwide. So no matter you are from US or you are from other countries, you can participate as long as your grade is between 9 to 12. And secondly, we are giving a pretty important keyword. It's probably the most important keyword in the whole presentation or my whole video, which is you need to submit a analytically backed perspective. You need to make sure your article has your own opinion, has your own perspective. However, your perspective needs to be backed up by analysis, which is also logical. Why do I mention this here? Because in my past experience, a lot of students, they came to me with their draft article that they think it be considered as an international review, while it is not true. Some of them full of facts. There's no perspective. That is why it's definitely not an analytically backed perspective, because there's not even perspective. And then I also have seen articles from my past students that full of perspective, without analysis backed up, without evidence presented, and that is also not good. So before you start to prepare for this competition, I want you to understand this is an analytically backed perspective, meaning you need to have evidence and you need to have your own perspective. Number 3 rule. We want to see you analyze something underappreciated. You need to focus on a global issue that is underappreciated. And if you are talking about something that has been discussed every day by the media, by news media, they do not want to see what is going to be not underappreciated global issue. For example, Donald Trump winning 2024 election, the conflict right now between Israel and Palestine, for example, the war between Russia and Ukraine, or the foreign relation between China and US. These are not underappreciated global issues. These are global issues have been talked about every single day. Rule number 4 is the length limit. It's going to be 800 to 1200, meaning minimum 800, maximum 1200. And citation, you need to, we categorize citations, right? You're quoting sources that is online. If you are, then you do it with hyperlinks. And other non-digital sources, if yes, you do it with AP style. And what is AP style? Again, not in this video just because it's another whole big complicated thing. Most often, you wouldn't even use this AP style. You would use hyperlinks almost for all of your citation just because it's kind of rare to quote a non-digital sources. Therefore, let's move on to the next page. And no AI, absolutely no. And I'm pretty sure they run their own system to detect your AI. If even just 1% of the AI thing detected, you're probably gonna lose your shot in getting anything in this competition. Because sometimes to refining your own writing style is part of the beauty of writing process. So no AI, because if they find out, you are out. And the next rule is, it's not a rule, it's just a procedure. So if you are one of the finalists for this competition, then you will need to do a defense for your article. And this defense day is going to be something about your 15 minutes presentation and defend your own article. There will be judges asking you some questions about your article. The next rule is there are 3 submission cycles every year for the same theme. And they are spring, summer, and winter. This year in 2024, it's May, August, and January of 2025, but it's counted as the winter submission of the 2024 academic year. Now, this is what I just talked about, the rubric. They use this rubric system consisting of 11 different things that there will be judges who score you. and the full points is 55. Each of the subject here, it counts 5 points. And right now, I just put the perfect standard here because I think that is what, as participants, you should aim. And I'm not gonna go rate them one by one. I think it's probably better for me to just directly stress the focus. So first of all, your topic needs to be underappreciated. Second, you need to have a hook in your introduction. I will talk about this more in another video about the structure of an international review. The third thing is you need to have a topic sentence for each of your paragraph, and then you need to have good logical flow. After that, you need to have evidence, which I talked about earlier, and then you need to have your own logical analysis. If your article is full of facts, no analysis, no logical reasoning, I'm sorry, your article is not going to be considered as a analytically backed perspective because there's no perspective. And if your article is full of analysis or too much analysis, not enough evidence to back up what you're saying, then I'm sorry, your article is also not going to be considered as a analytically backed evidence. Okay, next thing is the writing style the Harvard International Review Writing Contest appreciates is a sophisticated, analyst, or academic way of writing. The next one is the tone. And again, you need to write formally, in a formal tone. And then is your mistakes of spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And it's something you could have avoided easily by be careful, by reread your draft many times, or find someone to help you to make sure there's no mistakes before you submit it. And the next thing is, are you following every rule they mentioning their guideline? And yes, you can find their guideline on their official website. And then the next one is, are all of your factual claims backed by a citation from a reliable source? So usually what I do for my students to prepare for this competition is I teach the basics and then I help them to structure the article, and then they write the article, and then I will do a minimum 3 draft revision. One revision we focus on, the sentence and the polish and the tone and all those things. And the second, we focus on no mistakes on any spelling, punctuation, grammar, and citation. And the third thing is just a repetition of everything we already checked. So this is how I help my students to make sure they don't lose any single point on the style part. Because in order to get an award, you need about 48 to 50 out of 55 points. And you do not want to lose any point on this easy part. Trust me, style is definitely an easier part to score compared to the content part. Okay, and now we talk about the 2 themes of the 2024 submission. Theme 1, inequalities in a VUCA world, and theme B is global challenges and collective actions. So there are many lands that the official website recommended you to focus on. And basically what you need to do is to combine the theme A or theme B with one of the listed area. That's how you choose your theme. Again, this will be further discussed in the next video. And then we talk about the prize. 6 different type of prize. Commendation prize, outstanding writing, high commendation, bronze, silver, gold medal. All right. Okay. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it's helpful. I personally do provide guidance for students, and if you're interested, you can contact me through my email. And good luck everyone for your preparation for this prestigious competition. Thank you.